4 minutes late.
Well, maybe it would have been 3 if you answered your phone.
Oh, you called?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no call. I actually was taking the garbage out.
It was ringing and ringing, and I started shit talking you, and you.
I don't have a missed call.
Oh?
No missed call.
Yeah, I dispute that claim. I dispute that claim. I want a screenshot of your activity.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
I was stepping out of my house. I wonder if I was between like the Wi-Fi and because I went out to throw the garbage out.
Yeah.
That's why.
You're between something, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Between.
So I hope you got a lot to talk about today, since it's.
You said you had stories.
No, I said you better have stories today.
I thought you said you had stories.
No, this is how. Okay, this is Mr. Zero Effort. Again, you don't even bother reading.
I have stories.
The fucking
I thought
text.
you had stories.
Yeah. But again, like minimal effort to at least even just stop and read. Actually, read it, not just see the text, but read the text, absorb the information, process it. This is.
I am a busy man. What do you think? Think I sit around all day?
I mean, you might as well, as far as I'm concerned. I don't see any fruits of your labor. It's so what's up, man? Listen.
What's going on over there?
I could go on a 1-hour rant after the news that hit the fucking wire today, but
yeah, but do we want to bore people with more football talk?
Listen, everybody, if you want to stick around for some juicy football talk at the end of this podcast, stick around. I will save it for last because, man, my Dolphins really. I don't know another team that. I mean, we're not the worst in the league, but we're really good at stepping on our own dick.
Right.
I mean, Jesus Christ. At least we're not racist.
Well, I apparently the Giants are.
Yeah. Wait. Save it for the end. So,
okay, we'll get to that at the end.
So what's up, pal?
But I just got home. Long day. I will tell you this. I think I hit the point today where I didn't eat lunch, and I was very busy today. Mm-hmm. And I finally got lunch at about 4:30. Because I knew it was going to be a little longer day today, so I got some food. And at that point, you wait so long, you overorder. I ate 6 wings. I had Philly cheesesteak and some French fries, and
that's not bad.
Not bad, but then had a Mr. Pibb, and then
a regular one, home. Not even a diet.
Not even a diet, regular. But then I started driving home at about 5:00, and I got like 10 minutes down the road, and my stomach was rumbling. I had to stop in a gas station to drop a dooski, and I continued my 2-hour drive home. And in that 2 hours, I sat with the radio off in complete silence, wondering how I got to this point. Literally thinking to myself, how did I get to 282 pounds?
Well,
how did this happen?
Well, maybe we should hop on the scale really, really quick and just see what you're at.
I'm fully clothed, though.
Yeah, I don't care. We'll deduct half a pound for clothing.
Oh shit! 277.
No. Let that thing reset to 0.
No. I know why. 2 nights ago, I made some mashed potatoes, and I wanted to put a little milk in there. And without looking, I grabbed the milk and I poured it in. I made homemade.
I already have a tear in the corner of my eye knowing what's coming.
Here's the thing.
I haven't even heard this story, and I'm laughing.
Yeah. So I make the mashed potatoes. I boil potatoes, like homemade fresh potatoes. The kids ate them, and I didn't put the milk in it. I used heavy cream. They ate them, and then when it came time for me, I said, a little dry. So I put a little milk in, because heavy cream can be thick. So I put a little milk in. No, I didn't look at the milk. I put it in. I stir it up. I reheat them. I eat them. No problem. I wake up yesterday, and I'm like, oh, I don't feel good. Like something's not right. Like my stomach is just, I mean, it's doing somersaults. So I go to the bathroom. I go to the bathroom again. I go to the bathroom again. Three times I went to the bathroom before 9 o'clock.
Oh, this is that day. You didn't tell me why.
Yeah. So of course I didn't. So I saved it for today. So I went three times before. I ended up going. I went 12. I think 12 times yesterday,
Mhm.
and it's just liquid. But on my stomach is. It feels like there's an alien in there, like that's gonna pop out like Spaceballs and start dancing. Like, hello, my darling. You
I,
remember that part in Spaceballs?
yeah. I mean,
Right.
I like how
So
you referenced the parody of the actual movie
right,
that
of
you
course.
probably haven't seen.
I've only seen Spaceballs.
You haven't seen
So
Alien, right?
no.
No. Okay.
So
Just checking.
yeah, it only Spaceballs. So I'm like, there's points where I'm like literally doubled over, and I'm leaning. I'm leaning on the counter, and then at one point I went upstairs. I was working from home. I went upstairs, and I was kneeling on the floor, and like just I couldn't even stand up. So I finally get up where I'm like laying on the bed, but my feet are on the ground. I couldn't even get in bed. So I eventually laid down for a little bit, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is the worst pain. I feel like I'm gonna vomit. I can't stop going to the bathroom. I'm taking anti-diarrhea pills like there's no tomorrow." And I'm like, "What could it have been?" So I like asked the kids, "Are you guys sick?" They're like, "No." I'm like, "We ate the same thing." So I casually last night, I'm in the fridge, and I look, the fucking milk was expired,
How long?
and I mean, we're talking a 7 day window. So I didn't realize it. Number two, I didn't smell anything, and there was no chunks, so
Well,
I didn't think about it.
you're also the guy that for years cooked the mushrooms without washing them.
This is true, but I was like, let me tell you, the pain I experienced all day yesterday was. I mean, it's to the point. I mean, like this is TMI, but I mean, I drew blood because
Oh.
I'm wiping and wiping like there's no tomorrow.
Oh, I thought you
And
meant you inside. Okay.
no, I drew blood on the
Yeah.
outside,
Yeah.
but I can't use wipes now because my septic guy's telling me no wipes.
Well, you
So
could throw them in the trash.
yeah, well, it's a lot of work. So I gotta take the
For
garbage
for
out.
a man
You
that
know,
can't get one foot up on a squatty potty, I guess fucking. I guess
walking
you're
out to
right.
the garbage is you're asking for a lot, right? So
You don't have a
you know,
little
I'm not
garbage
leaving.
can in your fucking bathroom?
I'm not leaving shit wipes in the garbage can. What am I, some sort of
Well,
animal?
I didn't say
Like,
leave it. I take it like when you're done, take it. Throw it. Like, wait, hold on. Let me ask another question. In your garbage can, your little garbage bucket in your
there's a bag,
bathroom, there's a bag.
right?
Then what's the problem?
Because I gotta take the bag outside.
So what?
It's fucking process.
This is why you're 285 pounds.
So 277.
Lazy
I'm coming for
motherfucker.
you. I'm coming for you, Speedy.
Yeah, yeah. Did
Uh,
you see Speedy's check-in?
I did, but here's the
He had a
thing.
little hiccup there.
Right, and Speedy didn't drink expired milk. So today,
Well,
I woke up.
you gave him a good idea for the final
I
stretch.
know, right? I woke up today and I was like, still in pain. So I took some Pepto. I ate Tums. I'm like, I mean, I got to get this out of me though. So I was fine until I got to my second store today, and I was like, I got to go. Like I had to go at the store. So I went, and then I was like, okay. I ate. I get 10 minutes down the road. I had to stop at a QT Quick Trip gas station, uh, which thank God was clean. So I unloaded there, and then I got a nice cup of coffee for my 2 hour drive home. But the whole 2 hours, I was cramping and literally just thinking to myself, like, I didn't even have the radio on. It was dead silent. I mean,
Just,
not a sound.
just alone with your thoughts.
It was just me and my thoughts. And I literally was like, how did we get here? How did it? And I'm trying to make every excuse. Oh, it was the holidays. Oh, it's Ben's fault. I mean, I went
Wasn't
up
my
and down the
fault.
list. Like, you got blamed. I'm blaming Howard Brody. Like whoever I can throw a blame on. I'm like, your sister's ass, whoever it was. I'm blaming people.
Cousine, your
And I'm
sister's
like,
ass.
right, right. And then I was like, how did this, like, how did I let this happen? Like, this is, so then I start thinking, okay, I'm going to start. I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to fast. I'm going to fast tomorrow. This is the plan I came up with in the car.
Tomorrow's today.
No.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. Okay.
February 2nd. Right. I'm going to fast. I'm going to start fasting. I'm going to do one meal a day. And I'm going to start working out and I'm going to start walking. Like, I've got to get back to this. But then I started getting depressed because then I start thinking, wait a second. How the fuck am I going to lose all this weight? I am fucking fat. Like, I'm at the time I was thinking I'm 282. You know, to get to a healthy weight, I got a long way to go. This is like it's gonna be the summer before. This isn't like I could do this for 2 weeks and be good.
No, this is
we're
a year.
Months.
You put a year in for this.
Yeah,
you need to watch like The Biggest Loser or something to see someone that's like twice your size lose a shitload of weight in a short amount of time, so you can not be so discouraged.
Oh, it was a depressing 2-hour drive. And I started to get discouraged, and then I'm like, no, I'm going to do this. I bought a row machine. $1,000 row machine I got for $300. So I got to put that together this weekend. I'm going to start rowing.
Put it together. So you mean in 6 months when your brother or your dad come over?
Yeah, exactly. But I'm going to start rowing. I'm going to roll my happy ass. Yeah, I'm going to row. Anyway, so this whole thing, 2 hours. But to top it off, I got 2 phone calls today that at the time of the phone calls, I thought nothing of it till my 2-hour drive home in silence where it started to bother me. I got a call from our friend, Paul Jones. Okay. And Paul says, we're talking about everything. You know, I let you know, I was telling you guys what we were talking. We're talking about up and down. We're talking about this, that, Seth, Greg, and the other. So
man, fuck that guy.
So you know, we're talking about this, but Paul says, so I see Speedy's post. I said, I saw you commented. He goes, what's the deal? And I said, oh, we're doing a little competition. He said, like, how fat are you? I said, I'm 282. Holy shit. He's like, how the hell? I said, I don't know. I don't know how I got here.
What's Paul weighing in these days? Because Paul was a chunky dude at one point.
He's not 282.
No, I know.
I'll tell you that much. But then he hits me with the biggest slap in the face, which led to the second call. He says, you're almost that Howard Brody weight. I said, what? He goes, I mean, Brody's got to be what, 3? I said, fucker's more than 3. He's like, you're almost at his weight. How does that make you feel? And I was like, oh, it's depressing. Like, I don't want to be like Howard Brody. So anyway, we finished our conversation. A couple hours later, the phone rings. Howard Brody. Hey. I said, hey, what's up? You're 382. You're 282. I said, what? Why are you? What? This is what the call's for? He's like, yeah. Paul told me you're 282. I said, yeah. He also said I was getting close to your weight. He says, I'm 350. I said, oh, okay. So I got a little bit to go. I said, you made me feel a little bit better today. I don't feel as bad because I don't weigh 350. He's like, yeah, but if you don't get back into it, you're gonna be weighing 350. I said, Howard, I don't want to weigh 350. I see what you look. I don't want to look like that. Like, it's just not how I want to live. Like, I don't want to be like that. And, you know, he's telling me about his health, you know, this and that and the other. So.
There's a reason guys like Rod Nemi call him Howard Bloaty.
Right.
Yeah.
So we had a little conversation, obviously. You know, most of it was, you know, just Blake the baby, but, you know, whatever. So, anyway, we get through that. You know, he tells me everybody's calling me fat. So I'm driving. I'm like thinking about this on the way home. Like, oh my God, I am to the point where I am Howard Brody and JoJo weight. Like, that's how close I'm getting. Yeah. I'm on the other side. I'm closer to them than I'm closer to where I should be.
Well, here's the analogy. Like in UFC, anything over 260 is like super heavyweight. So right. Whether you're 261 or 399, you're still super heavyweight. Welcome to the super heavyweights, my friend.
I mean, that's not where I want to be.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you. I'm with you there. I understand. Believe me, I understand these problems. I
What are you
understand.
weighing in?
Who the fuck knows? We'll never
You
find
should
out.
know this.
I'm I'm right there with you with the everyday. I should start today, yada yada, and then I have I cook half a box of pasta for breakfast. Uh, so
Yeah, for breakfast.
well, when I wake up, like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But it just I sat there and I drove this fucking dog. What could this dog be barking at? Stop barking.
I don't know, but you better
Anyway,
cut it out.
so yeah, it was a 2 hour drive in silence with just me and my cup of coffee from the QT, which gas station coffee. I mean QT's it's pretty good. It's not a Wawa,
I've
but
never
it's
heard of it.
decent coffee.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, Quick Trip is the gas station of like the South. And there's some in Arizona, but they got good ice cream, by the way. Anyway,
I'm too south to be considered south.
yeah, you don't get them there. But anyway, yeah, I just it was 2 hours of like this cannot continue. Like I cannot continue. I don't want to be this guy. So I got home and I like go look in the mirror at myself, and I'm like my legs aren't fat, my arms aren't
Oh
fat.
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
literally
Here
no,
we
it's
go.
just my stomach
Trust me,
is
your legs and your
no,
arms are fat. But
they're
when
not.
with your big fat stomach there, everything looks small. You're
It's not that. I
you're
think
fat
it's
everywhere.
my legs. My legs are very muscular because it has to carry this weight around all day.
That's why I have these.
So
That's why I have the calves that I do. Was that when I was in college,
right,
I mean I was a fat kid in high school and then in college, and in college I went to Rhode Island School of Design, which is in Providence, Rhode Island, and I swear to you, the campus and the city of Providence, wherever you're going, it doesn't matter where you're going, it's uphill and upstairs. So I have like these monster calves from hauling like a bunch of extra weight uphill and upstairs for 4 fucking years. It's insane.
yeah, it's true though. But yeah, I really just had this come to Jesus talk with myself today. And I'm like, tomorrow, like, and then I think about what the hell was that?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, somebody calling in? You set
No,
me up?
that was my other phone.
Oh, it's the pizza that just arrived, isn't it?
No, I'm good, man.
Yeah, I literally just thought to myself, I cannot continue this in my life. Like, I don't want to be, like, I don't want to be like this anymore. I can't walk up the stairs. I can't
swear
tie
to
my
Christ,
shoes.
this is.
I can't use the squatty potty for Christ's
I
sake.
know it's funny that you can't bring your knees up to your chest when you're sitting on the toilet.
No. It's
That's how I know I'm
bad
not.
news.
That's how I know I'm not in as bad shape as you. I can still get both of my feet. I'm like 10 years older than you, and I can still get both of my feet on the squatty potty. So I'm not in panic
I'm
mode.
starting tomorrow, pal. Like,
All right.
I am going to
Okay.
eat one meal tomorrow. I'm going to fast all day. I'm going to drink water and sugar-free Gatorade until I get home.
Black coffee.
I'm going to have one meal. And I'm not even going to have. I'm quitting coffee. I'm quitting the coffee game. I'm done.
Oh, are you just
done.
a full-time Brit now with your tea?
Well, I had a little incident at Starbucks this morning too.
Oh,
so
good.
if you want to talk about that,
I'm glad you cut off Starbucks because Starbucks is shit, dude.
let
Sorry.
me tell you what they did this morning. They're cut off. They're dead to me after this morning.
Good.
So
They can join. They can join the Flashback Diner in the graveyard.
right, then they go fuck yourself. Right.
Right.
So I pull into Starbucks this morning at nice time. No, it's 8:30. I pull in and the car in front of me like drove around, so I assumed they ordered. They drove around. I can't see around the bend. So I get there. There's no cars behind me, and I'm waiting. 2-3 minutes go by, and now I look back and there's like 10 cars behind me, and I'm like, so I start to panic because I'm like, oh God, they're gonna think it's me. It's not me. It's them. So I'm going, hello, can I order? Hello. No one's talking back. And I'm like, well, I just saw like 2 cars go through and turn the bend. Maybe they're just busy. I'll give it a minute. Now people are getting irritated. They're beeping the horn. And I'm like sticking my hand out there and I'm like, they're not responding. Like, like they can hear me.
That's the worst thing you could do is acknowledge their their
Well, but
complaints.
I was starting to get nervous. Like they don't think it was me. Like I was the one holding up the line. I see like two cars pull out. Like fuck this, they leave. Now more cars start coming. Now I can tell the line is bent back around the front of the Starbucks. Like I can see that. So I said, okay, 5 minutes go by. Hello, hello, nothing. I pull up to the window. I'm like, nobody there. So I drive around the front, which now the line is past the front. So I park in a spot and I go up and I look inside. Every stool is upside down on the tables. It's pitch black in there. There's not a person in there. So now I'm like, okay, so I feel like now it's my duty to go to all fucking 12 cars in line and tell them Starbucks is closed. So I start car one. Oh, they're closed. What do you mean they're closed? I said, the stools are on the thing. I got to tell everybody. They're closed. I go to the next car. The lady's like, nah, they ain't closed. I just saw a car go through. I said, that was me. There's 5 minutes I was there. She doesn't believe me. She refuses to get out of line. She's going to stay in line because I'm lying to her for some. What would I lie to you for? So I go to the next car, the next car. Eventually, I get to like car 6, and I'm like, fuck everybody else. I get back in my car. So I pull around. Now the lady is like all the way up in the thing, and I was like, she really didn't believe me. She truly believed I was lying to her that they were closed. Like, what would be the benefit of that? Zero, right? Like, what makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless you're like pranking someone for a TikTok or something, you know.
Well, okay, so now I get back in my car and I look to the car next to me. There's 3 fucking Starbucks employees sitting in the car next to me. And they're watching this all unfold. They were there for the whole time. So I'm like looking at them and they will not look at me. They're all looking straight. It's 3 girls and they're all looking straight. And I'm just looking at them like I'm throwing my hands up. I'm like,
I know
what?
I know what it is. Like
They were filming a TikTok probably. I'm going to be
no.
viral today. Some asshole walking around in tight khaki pants because he can't fit in his fucking pants
No,
anymore.
I bet
Telling cars they're closed.
I bet they all showed up, and whoever's supposed to open up didn't show up.
The manager didn't come, right?
Right, the manager
So,
quit or didn't
but
come or whatever, and now they're
now,
just stuck there waiting for someone to open up. And
but here's the thing: I see another girl gets dropped off as it's going on in her outfit. She goes directly to the car now, but she has to pass all the other cars that are still in line. Now more cars are coming in, but instead of giving the Iggy like, "Hey, I work here, the manager's not here," she walks right past everybody, gets in the car with the other 3 girls, and the 4 of them are just sitting there. And I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" So I got pissed. Right, I left. I went to the local coffee shop. I walk in. I stormed in like it was their fault. I go in and the girl's like, hey, I was like, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I went to Starbucks first. They're closed. She's like, what? I go, they're closed. There's a line. They're closed. I said, there's nobody there. And she's like, really? And she's like, why would you go there first? I was like, listen, I don't want to get into it. I had points to use. I lied to her. I didn't have points to use. I was like, I just had points, but I'm here now. I said, I don't want a coffee. I want a tea. They make a drink there called the London Fog. Can you replicate it? She goes, I got it. I look over to the left, and it's a whole fucking tray of donuts. And I said, oh, donuts? She said, yeah, they're hot and fresh. We had them delivered this morning. They're $2.75 a piece. And I said, I really don't know if I want a donut. But
yes, you
then,
do. Yes, you do.
Then she said, we have apple fritters. And I said,
Oh,
give me an apple fritter. I didn't even take a picture of it because I was so, she gave it to me. It was warm in the package. I ate the apple fritter before my tea was even ready and handed to me. I literally swallowed it like whole. And then she gave me my tea. But when I ordered, I turned around and all of a sudden the door opened. All these people are coming in because Starbucks is closed. So the local coffee shop's less than a half a mile from Starbucks. Everybody followed me and behind me, and the line was like out the door. So I was like, oh, everybody came here. And the girl's like, I just understand why you guys wouldn't come here first. I was like, listen, I'm just telling you, I don't know about these people. I was trying to use points. So I have no points. But
well,
yeah,
well, do they have a drive-through?
They don't.
Well, then that's all you had to say. You didn't have to.
But here's the thing. She's like, we have a point system. And I said, oh, I know. When she went to go do the gimmick for me, she says, oh, you've earned $5 off. I was like, oh. She's like, so you had points here too. I was like, damn it. I was like, it's like she got me. I was like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't know. I go, they have an app. She's like, yeah, we have an app too. And I was like, yeah, I didn't know that. Like, I've tried to play stupid. And she's like, yeah, you have $5 off. You had 100
She's
points. I was like,
she's just like me. I'm smelling bullshit a mile away and just needling
right,
you enough to keep digging your
right.
hole deeper and deeper.
But now, so I eat this apple fritter before my tea's ready. So the guy that was behind me was like, you ate that whole thing like in 2 seconds. I was like,
I'm
I
sure
said it's warm.
he witnessed something spectacular.
Well, I looked over and he was just like staring at me. And I said, it's warm. He looked at the girl. He's like, I'll take an apple fritter. So, so now he's standing there. I finished mine and they're, finishing my tea and he's going to town. And he goes, I'm not going to make it out, am I? I says, you're not making it to the car with that pal. That's going to be gone before your coffee's ready. And sure enough, I get my tea. He's finishing up. I was like, have a good day. I give him the cheers with the, and he's like, you have a good day. I was like, yeah, the apple fritter was that good. It was literally that good. But fuck Starbucks. Fuck them. Boycotting them.
Yeah, we'll see how
I'm
long
done.
that lasts.
They're on my list.
Yeah.
Local coffee and tea shops only from now on.
All right.
They're dead to me. Although I do have like $30 on a gift card, so I probably should spend that first.
Or use that as a gift.
But it's digital. Like, can I put that on? Maybe I can buy a gift card with it and then regift it.
I don't know. Either that or just listen. You've been eating a lot of
Like,
money. You've been eating a lot of money these days.
It,
You might as well eat a little more.
But you're going to give somebody a gift card with like 32.42 on it. They're going to be like, that's an odd number.
Well,
Like,
speaking of eating a lot of money these days, whatever happened with whatever happened with Billie Eilish?
All right, so we got these Billie Eilish tickets, me and Lex.
You were like excited to go when you got them.
I'm trying to resell them.
When is the show? When is the show?
Saturday.
This Saturday.
Right.
And where is the
show?
Arena.
Atlanta, Georgia, State Farm Arena.
So if
okay?
Okay.
If you live in Atlanta, you want to buy them, $300 a piece. I'll throw in the parking pass on the house.
No, what a sport.
So I'm trying to sell these tickets. I posted on the neighborhood, like the area page. They deny my post. They won't allow me to sell my tickets on there. Okay. So be it. So anyway, Lex goes into business for herself because I told Lex this was her Christmas present. And I said, look, if you don't, Nick has a game that day, playoffs. She wants to go, but she doesn't want to go. She's like, I don't really, like at the time I wanted to go, but now I really don't want to go. So I said, look, I'll make you a deal. If these tickets sell for $600, I'll give you $300. I'll keep $300. I'll give you $300. That could be your gift. Now, as a teenage girl, you think, okay, Billie Eilish for $300 in my pocket. You're going for the $300. Like, there's no doubt. She's buying Amazon packages left and right here. On Friday, she told me she had $130. On Saturday, she was broke. So she's buying packages left and right. They keep showing up at the house. So anyway, she makes a post because now there's something in it for her. And some girl on her Snapchat that goes to her school is like, hey, I'll buy them. The girl's going to contact her tomorrow so we can transfer the tickets to her and sell them. So I don't have to go.
I really wanted you to have to go. I really wanted you.
I kind of wanted to go I thought it would be cool to make a TikTok. I can tell you this. I don't know a Billie Eilish song.
Make a TikTok. You could have made 20 of them there.
Look, I don't know any of her songs, but I know it's hot, with the kids and such. But
you know the one, the everyone knows the bad guy one.
Bad guy, that's the only one. But the new stuff, even Lex, she's like, I don't know it, So anyway, we may have a buyer tomorrow. We'll see if it happens.
So this is now the second event you have bought tickets to this year that you then decided you didn't want to go to, and you're selling or eating the tickets. I want to find out. I'm trying to come up with an over/under number for the year.
Well,
how many times you're going to do this?
I do have a third ticket purchase for a concert in April. This one is at Center Stage where WCW used to tape. Mm-hmm. It is some TikToker who sings that she wants to see.
Yeah, but she's going to want to go to that.
I'm trying to get out of that one too because I don't know this guy. So she played some of his music and I was like, this literally sounds like a guy who got famous on TikTok and thought he could be a musician. Like
Right.
he's not a musician.
Right.
He's literally a TikTok dancer who decided he was going to sing some music.
He'll tour once, fool everybody.
Right.
They'll be like,
But and
"Oh,
get paid a fortune.
they'll go, "Oh, you got me," but never again, and that'll be the last time he tours,
Right.
at least musically.
Make a fortune. This kid's making a fortune.
Yeah.
So
we should do that at
I
some
don't
point.
even know, Jaden Hustler or something like
I
that.
don't know. Hustler,
Jaden,
Jesus.
Jason, I
That's
don't know.
not a good name.
Probably Hustle's twin. Yeah, I don't know.
You should go to that one too, because you could make a TikTok at that one. You don't even have to do it with him, and just tag him in it, and you'll get the rub.
Right.
You know.
I also thought it's at center stage, so I was gonna make a TikTok like, all right, WCW Saturday night, and then I get there and it's this guy.
Yeah, that's funny.
Not the center stage I thought it was gonna be.
Not the center stage I thought it was gonna be.
But yeah, anyway, so we got that one in April. We'll see. I mean, I got months to sell it still. That one was like a $20 ticket, thank God. So not really a big loss. He's not charging much to the TikTokers.
Yeah.
They don't bring in the dough, I guess. I got an update on Nicky Slambuckets. He is back. He is no longer Nicky No Buckets.
He must be if you're calling him Nicky Slambuckets.
We're back. So Friday, he scores 8 points in the first half.
Well, hold on.
Takes 3 charges.
He was Nicky No Buckets because the game before he couldn't find the fucking
couldn't
basket.
find the basket. Right. He has 8 points at halftime and took 3 charges. The second half.
For anyone listening, this is AJ's son Nick the Dick, who is now Nicky Slam Buckets, or when he has a bad game, he's Nicky No Buckets because he plays basketball. Just in case anyone's first time here. So Nicky Slam Buckets so he's just hot and cold. There's no consistency with him.
Right.
Game to game, he's hero or zero.
Well, listen, it gets better.
Okay.
So anyway, he scores the 8 points. It's halftime. Okay, he's having a great game. All right. Even at halftime, he hit a buzzer beater. Throws it up as it left his hand and it went in. So they counted it, So I'm like, he's a second half of the game comes around. Third quarter, he's sitting on the bench. He never gets off the bench. Fourth quarter, I said, what the fuck? So he's looking at me from the crowd. I'm in the crowd. He's looking at me and he's like on timeouts and stuff. And he's like, I'm done. I want to quit. Like he's mouthing it. I'm like, what's going on? So the game ends. He's last to come out. I said, what the fuck happened? The coach made no substitutions the second half of the game. He told everybody he forgot. I'm like, what? How do you forget the kid that has 8 points in the first half? How do you forget that?
Yeah.
Like, it's a pretty shitty job of coaching. So anyway.
Especially when he hits a buzzer beater for the half.
Right.
You would think
right.
How do you, that's ingrained in your mind. That's the last thing that happened before you go back out there again.
Right. So it's weird. So anyway, Monday we have an added game. We play a game Monday. So he had 14 points yesterday, took 3 more charges. So he didn't even play the fourth quarter because we were winning by so much. They put all the young kids, like the freshmen, in and let them score a whole bunch.
All the Rudies?
Yeah, and they all scored, which is the crazy part. But he had 14 points. He was the leading scorer yesterday. So it was like, okay, Nicky Slambuckets is back. He had 2 back-to-back decent games, raised his average up.
I mean, you can't blame the guy for having a bad half when he never played a second.
Right, he never got in the game, right. And then yesterday, he was, I understood why he didn't play the fourth quarter. They put all the scrubs in, and we still won by 12. But, we were winning the whole.
How does a basketball coach forget to substitute people?
He didn't make a substitution until like a minute 44 left in the game, and only because someone fouled out. And I was like, and everybody was tired. But, he just, I don't know. But yesterday, here's the best part about yesterday. So we got a dad on the team, and he's been ejected already. He gets into it with everybody. He's also the dad from the pickle story. So same dad. From that last week.
Oh, those freaky deeks are on your team?
Yes.
Oh.
So
the footlongers.
Right. So he's been ejected before. He's very vocal, but he's very Southern. So he has the same thing. When the ref makes a bad call, he always goes, terrible call. Just like sounds like Yosemite Sam. and he's always like, terrible, terrible, terrible
You know,
call.
if you have
But he's
the
very loud.
if you have one signature complaint, they're always going to know who's saying it.
Right. So signature every game, right?
Right.
Been ejected before, been warned, this, that, and the other. So we're standing. I don't sit at the games usually. I usually stand on like the perch part, and I'm watching, and referees are just a fucking atrocious, right? So they stopped the game because the one referee says he heard a kid in the student section say the word shit. So now everybody's like, come on, you know. Now some
They
of the like
they
southern
they say shit on at 8 o'clock on TNT on TV. You know.
right, and some of the southern, you know, Baptist people here are like, even on our team, they're like, you can't say that. And I'm over there going, it's a made up fake bad word. Like we made it up. It's not really a bad. Like stop it. It's shit. Come on. And they're all like, you're from the north. It's different. I was like, what? It doesn't make sense. I was like, yeah, I like grew up in Florida. Like, come on, you know. So they
Yeah,
think I'm some sort of Yankee that
but
like rode on a fucking horse.
but
And
where we're from in Florida
yeah,
is the north.
the north, right,
Yeah.
right.
Anything.
But they look at me like I single handedly like took down the South in the Civil War. Like that's how they look at you here, right?
All right,
Like you're an outcast,
you're a
right?
Yankee.
It's like right. So anyway, I'm like, that's bull. You know, they're kicking this kid out for saying shit. I'm like, it's the word shit. Come on. So as the game stopped, the referee is like, goes to the desk and it literally gets on the microphone, asks for the athletic director. Like I've never seen anything like this. So as this is all happening, he spills his blue icy on the floor. This guy, the guy has icy, and he spills the icy on the floor. So he spills it, and somebody's like, "Oh, I spilled the icy," and it was a timeout, and he's got it like dribbling all over him. I says, "Let me go get paper towels." So I run outside to the concession. I grab the paper towels. I turn around, and he's walking out the door. I'm like, "What happened?" He's like, "I got ejected." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I got ejected." I'm like, "For what?"
you're pickle boy.
Yeah, right, right. I said, "What did you get ejected for?" And he said, "Well, I just told him he made a terror. He told him he went terrible, terrible. Leave the kids alone." The guy looked up at him and was like, "You're out of here," right? So I didn't see any of it. So I come back in and the cops trying to explain to me, "Oh, you can't do that." I said, "Why can't you do that? What other sport have you ever like?" Why do the referees care what the fans are saying? Like, I don't understand that. So I'm arguing with the cop. I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, so the athletic director comes up and I'm like, I go, at what point do you stand up for, like, well, the referees, they're quitting. They don't want to ref. I said, if you have that thin of skin, you should probably not be involved in sports and maybe they should go call bingo. I don't know. Like, you shouldn't be refereeing. You shouldn't be coaching. You shouldn't be playing. You got to have thick skin. Like, this is bullshit, And she doesn't agree with me, of course, because,
Oh, as soon as you said she, I understood entirely.
yeah, well, she's retiring this year, thank the Lord.
I'm not being sexist.
So,
I just like I understand that if a guy our age is in there, he's not going to be caring about that stuff.
right, and it's just, it's like we're just, very, very sensitive to the refs. So anyway, he gets the boot, and their parents start, telling the refs they're making bad calls. I'm like, you're not kicking them out, like, and they're like, oh, quiet down, he's gonna kick you out. I was like, for what? For being a fan? Like, should we all? This is a basketball game, not a funeral. I used that line like 10 times last night. I was like, it's not like we're at a funeral and I gotta be quiet.
Right,
like,
this isn't the library.
Right.
God
like,
forbid,
what the
we're
hell's wrong
like
with you people?
sports. You're supposed to be emotionally invested in the game.
Right. They don't allow the kids. They don't allow, So anyway,
So sanitized.
I was worked up. But let me tell you, though, this really stems from Friday. Friday, we were at another school, and the referees were atrocious. Like, he's the same referee. I don't know if I told you this last time. So he's a little guy, light skinned guy, and he's really bad. It's his first year refereeing high school. And another fan on the other team had told me a couple weeks ago, he made so many bad calls during summer league. A player turned around and knocked him out cold on the court, and they had to drag him off the court. A referee, because he's that bad. But a kid knocked him out. Like a little kid, like a teenager knocked out this grown man because he's stupid. He sucks. Anyway, he warned our student section once. He warned their student section. He warned the fans. He warned the coaches. And at one point ejected a parent from the other team on Friday. So I've never seen in all my years of playing sports in Florida. I played baseball, basketball, football. Never seen, uh, I've never seen them kick fans out like that. Like to me, it's mind blowing. I don't understand it. I don't understand why you're so invested of what the crowd is saying. You're more invested in the crowd than you are the actual game. It's weird to me. Like, are they just like, do they have a complex? Are they, I don't know, are they losers? I don't get it. I don't know. Am I out of line? Do you think I'm out of line by saying this?
No, but we're both from the pro wrestling side of things, where like the fans say whatever the hell they want to whoever the hell they want,
Right.
and refs
I
are
mean, that would be like
refs are supposed
Bruce
to
Owens ejecting people, like,
refs are supposed to hear about it when they make a bad call.
right. So anyway, Friday, that was just a big, stupid deal Friday, kicking people out and this and that. And, booing the refs. But then last night, when he kicked out the dad, right, the next play, the ball goes off the kid's knee out of bounds on the other team, and he calls it their ball. Now, Nick has the ball in his hand, and Nick's like, wait, what? Like, he just beat it out of bounds. And he's like, no, their ball. The entire gym, both parents, both teams, everyone just starts going, boo, boo, boo. And it was like this loud, and the guy's face was just like, like you asked for this, pal. Like you stopped the game to kick a kid out, you kicked the parent out, and then you made a horrible call that both teams knew it was a bad call. And now he's being booed by everyone for like a solid 30 seconds.
This is the I'm Spartacus moment.
Right.
Where like if everyone stands up and boos, you can't single anyone out to eject. You know?
Right. So I was saying that. You gonna eject everybody? At this point, like, what is he gonna do? What can he do at that point, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That'd be
I'm like, now eject everybody.
Again, I'm in pro wrestling mode. I'm thinking that would be a hilarious thing in pro wrestling. If the crowd was giving the ref so bad that he tried to eject the entire crowd from the building.
The entire crowd, right? That'd be funny, right?
That would be a hilarious spot in a wrestling match.
It would be, but
not so funny. Not so funny in a legit sport, but
No, but so now everybody's doing like 30 solid seconds of, and you can see this guy's face. He is like mortified because he knows he caused that. He caused the booing. So everybody stops booing and like they're about to go play, and I verbally yell, "You asked for that!" And everybody started laughing. But he didn't. I think at that point, if he ejected me, I think there would have been a revolt. So I think he just ate it and just took it because it was his fault. Like he caused that. He totally caused that.
Yeah.
By just making just shitty calls.
Yeah. That's the culmination. That's not like if that was his first bad call, you're not getting that chorus from both sides. You know you fucked up when it isn't just one side fucking disagreeing with you. When the entire building disagrees with you.
Right. Even the call was for them and they were booing him. Like, and then the rest of the game, like everybody was just, "You're terrible," both sides. And I'm like, this guy's got to eat it at this point. He can't eject anybody else. Like he's went too far already. Like he knows that.
Oh my god. Can you imagine if you had some poster board, you just held up like a fire the ref sign?
Oh, they'd probably kick me out. Now, we'll tell you, at one point, before the parent ejection, I was booing because they made a bad call, and I see the cop coming up the stairs, and he like leans into me, and I'm like, if this motherfucker tells me to shut up, like I may get arrested. And he leans in and he goes, I'm in uniform and they've made some really bad calls. And every time they do, I look at you and say, I hope he boos because I can't. He's like, I appreciate it. And I said, oh no. He said, yeah, they're horrible. And I said, no, they're atrocious. He said, and he's down on the ground. So he goes, they're not even close to the calls. I said, no, they're so bad. Like, and he was like, I just wanted to tell you, thanks for booing for me. Yeah.
Not what you were expecting.
When I left,
yeah.
No. So when we were leaving, they were at the door, they're the two school cops. So, and I was talking to them and the guy was like, man, he goes, it gets worse and worse every week. He's like, and I'm down on the court. So I see like I see it from their level, and he goes, sometimes I think, like, what the hell were they looking at? Like, some of the out of bounds. I said, I know. So the other cop goes, he goes, how many times do they blow the whistle? They do. They blow the whistle, but they don't make a call. And then they like stop the game, and then they go to the other ref and to ask him. But the other ref's always like, you blew the whistle. What are you asking me for? Like, like you blew the whistle. And the guy's like, well, I blew. You can see he's like, I blew the whistle, but I'm not sure what the call is. And the other ref's like, what are you asking me for? I didn't blow the whistle. You did. It happens all the time. So the cop's like, I've never seen that happen in basketball as much as I've seen it happen this year. It's like, no, it's crazy. He's like, it's like they blow the whistle and they don't know what to call. So why would you blow the whistle? He says, that's like me pulling someone over and then, when another cop gets there, said, hey, I know you were at Arby's down the road having lunch, but I pulled him over, but I don't know what happened. Do you know what happened?
Right.
And I said, it's exactly what it's like. He's like, yeah. He's like, I would lose my job. I was like, yeah, exactly. Like, what? Like, it's crazy. He's like, I don't get how they do that. It's like, I don't get it either. It's just the stupidest thing. So at least the police are on my side with that one. But yeah,
I wonder, like, I don't know how it's set up. I don't know where these refs come from, how it's organized, any of that. How, like,
well, they said that the refs are quitting. They don't want to ref. It's all through the Georgia Association of High School Sports. Now, there's a Twitter page, and Friday night after the game, honest to God, I started to make a tweet, and I said, I don't want to be that guy, because then everybody will know, like, I don't want to embarrass Nick. Like,
we're starting now.
Yeah. Well, then there's visual, like there's proof of that. Then I tweeted something, and I'm like, I don't need to do
what
that.
do you think this is every week?
I mean, it's a good thing no referees listen to this. So.
You never know. Our reach is far and wide.
Yeah. So I don't know, but anyway.
So from Nicky Slambuckets to no buckets and back again.
He's back.
He's back.
Yeah.
We're back, baby.
Yeah, he's back. Now I got one more bit of news before we cut it off here.
We ain't cutting it off. I got fucking unload. But go ahead.
I was gonna say this. The only thing is, Bobby with the breaking my balls on Facebook. My mom just commented to Bobby and said, "You're a ball buster. I'm surprised he hasn't blocked you." Yeah.
Does she not understand that was throwing gas on a fire?
Yeah. Of course, he responded with, "He doesn't know how." So,
Yeah.
So go ahead, unload, because we're like 40-something minutes in
Listen,
here.
I'm not.
My contractual obligations state that it's cookies and milk time.
But let's listen. At 8:51 p.m., I know that of the only three allowable reasons to stop this podcast, you've got to shit. You've shit like 20 times in 2 days, so you don't got to shit. It's time to eat. It's too late. You already ate, and plus you're Mr. Fast all day, one meal a day now. And I forgot what
tomorrow, not today.
And I totally forgot what the third one is. But that we're gonna go. We're gonna go here. We have had some short ones lately. So, anyways, here's the football section for anyone who wants to listen. Today,
before you start with the football section, I gotta let you know. I just took my belt off because I'm like I can't even breathe, and the belt officially broke. So my favorite belt is now broken because I'm too fat to wear the fucking belt.
The buckle or the hole?
No, the whole fucking buckle came off. I couldn't get it off because it was screaming. So now I got no fucking buckle. Go ahead, finish your shit.
We just buy a length of rope at a some twine at a Home Depot and tie your pants on in the mornings.
I'm done with this. Just go ahead.
All right.
I don't even need a belt. The belt is for show.
Well,
the
belt is there in case the button or snap explodes. Because trust me,
right? It's not holding the pants up. I promise
you. If the belt is screaming, the zipper and the fucking everything, and your Mr. Screaming Pockets over there where everyone could see all your loose change because you're stretching everything. Yeah, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, no, go ahead, finish your shit.
All right. Well, there's another reality check for you. Maybe you'll stick to your diet for 2 days. So anyway, we never talked about after Brady's like everyone deciding Brady was retiring, but Brady finally decided to retire today.
Right.
And it was great because it caused so many ripples. First of all, in his like 4-page post or whatever it was, he didn't acknowledge anything related to the Patriots at all. It was all about it was literally like he's only played 2 years in Tampa, thanking everyone in the Tampa organization, et cetera, et cetera. And now I know that when he left New England, he made a nice post of thanking everyone in New England, but this was like retiring from a career, and to not acknowledge that 98% of your career was in New England. You had a lot of butthurt New England fans this morning who may have settled down as the day went on, but tremendously butthurt, which amused me. And so, like, Tom Brady's doing all these things that are kind of getting him on my good side now that he's retired, like pissing off the New England fans. And then there's also this. We all forget who else retired this year, who was thinking,
Big Ben,
I'm going to be the headliner at the Hall of Fame that year. I'm going to be the main event. And then Tom Brady retires, and you're basically, you know, Ben's also retiring, huh? Ben's also, also was in 5 years, which is fine with me because, like we've said before, he's a bathroom creep. He, he's gotten in trouble for creeping on women in bathrooms. So fuck him. So Tom's like doing all these little things that make me happy. And then you're thinking, well, you know, it's unfortunate this all came out before the Super Bowl. I think he had to follow through with it once the stuff leaked, because otherwise there'd been 2 weeks of just uncertainty, which would be even a bigger story. But he, so, you know, he's like, you think he's the buzz and the talk of, you know, at least for this week, to distract a little from some of the Super Bowl coverage. But then, of course, my old coach from the Miami Dolphins, Brian Flores, decided later in the day to take all the attention off Tom Brady.
He said, "Here, hold my beer. Hold my beer."
Complete one-upsmanship. And now the timing's really weird for 2 reasons. But let me just first say what he's suing the league while he's still actively interviewing with football teams to be a head coach. Like he literally had an interview today with someone, and he has a follow-up with the Texans, and this lawsuit, he's suing the whole league for racial stuff, for the hiring process and the Rooney Rule, and not taking. And for anyone who doesn't know, Rooney Rule is that you have to at least interview one. I guess it has to be black coach, but maybe person of color qualifies for your head coaching position before you make a hire. And a lot of people, you could see blatantly that a lot of people just bring a black guy in just because they have to, but they have no intention of hiring him. And it's an unfortunate rule, but I think I heard one black coach in the past say that I do all of them, even though I know it's like, you know, pretty much an empty gesture with most teams to get in the practice of the interview, and B, you never know who you're going to impress. And maybe either down the line they think of you again, or you could change their mind, or one of a million things. Or someone in that room goes somewhere else and remembers you. You know, he said it never hurts to go do it. I'm not sure that's always the case, but it's a good point. And then, so he sued. He had some examples, and of course, Bill Belichick, fucking Patriots always, is the one that brought all this to light because he couldn't keep his Brian straight in his fucking cell phone and texted the wrong Brian, telling him he's got the job locked up when this Brian hadn't even interviewed for the job yet, but was still set to interview for it. So it's like this nightmare thing. Apparently he's got proof. You know, we've seen he's shared screen already with this press release of them suing or whatever that we've seen the text exchange from those two. Maybe Belichick feels a little betrayed by that. Maybe he doesn't. You know, he fucked up. He'll fall on that grenade. He doesn't care. There's nothing racist.
He doesn't care.
There's nothing racist going on there. This guy worked for him, and they haven't had to hire a head coach in 15 years anyways, 20 years. So it's not like they're violating any rules. They break other rules. So the problem was that apparently he also took this as an opportunity to bury the Miami Dolphins, who he worked for, who also again are not caught in the racist part of this lawsuit, because the GM and the head coach that were, hired for the team the last 3 years were both African American. We let this guy go, and now he's just, for some reason, just dropped all the dirt on us. Apparently, our head coach that first year wanted to tank the team to get a better draft pick, and he allegedly offered the head coach through the GM, I think. I don't know if it was a direct. This is kind of Godfather, where it's one person removed kind of thing. Offered him $100,000 a game that he lost. No coach wants to throw a game, and no players want to throw a game. There's pride. They don't want to be losers. You don't want to tank.
Right.
Not for some guy that you might draft next year who may not even pan out. Like, it's stupidity. So apparently there was heat with that, with the owner, because he started winning games late in the season. Like, he started to really turn the team.
7 in a row, right?
Yeah, he started really turn the team around, and instead of the owner being happy that we're ahead of progress and whatever, because that year before the season started, people were crowning us as historically bad, and he turned the team completely around. Instead of being proud and happy and whatever, he was mad because he wasn't going to get a good draft pick. And then, what was the other thing he accused them of? It was the $100,000. Oh, and he said that the owner, Stephen Ross, wanted the coach to meet him on his yacht.
Oh, that's right.
And then when he got there, he found out that they were waiting for a NFL quarterback to meet them, to try and kind of have a discussion about him coming to play there. I assume if this was tampering, that this meant he was on another team, or at least under contract with another team at the time. And as soon as Flores found out about it, he got up and fucking left before the guy showed up. Which
was a quarterback.
Yeah, he did I'm not getting involved with tampering. And he got left. Right. And now I'm back and forth on this issue of whether I like this coach or not, but because it's my team, and now that he's buried us and whatever, I'm freaking out because the timing is weird. Did he time this today? Because this is the big press cycle for the NFL leading up to the Super Bowl, or did he time this today because we're getting close to signing a head coach and he wants to foul that up, or did he do this today because it's the first day in Black History Month? I have no fucking clue. And
it's very well calculated, whatever it is.
It's like the
promise you that.
It's like maybe this is the perfect storm. It's like the intersecting day of days to do it.
Right.
But it seems really weird to do this before you've landed a job. If he at least finish the interview process, get the job, and then do it.
So I don't know if you saw the Giants statement today.
What was it?
The Giants said that it literally came down to Flores or Daboll. Is that his name? Daboll? It came down to
whatever.
It came down to both of them, and on the 11th hour, they decided to go with the other guy. But that Flores was it was them two. That was who they were deciding between.
Yeah,
was them two, and that they just chose it based off of experience and what they're looking for, to help Daniel Jones like he did Josh Allen. So I don't know. I don't know.
Right, especially if they're married to Daniel Jones and they want to keep going with Daniel Jones.
They seem to be.
Like our coach didn't even like our quarterback, and this part of the reason he was fired was that the organization wanted this kid to succeed, and from what I've heard, Flores, our coach, was actively against it and was butting heads, and this was a main reason why they fired him, was because they weren't getting along and weren't communicating, et cetera, et cetera. If you want a guy that's going to bring along a quarterback that's already there, maybe Flores isn't the guy for you. So I kind of understand that hiring. I understand that hiring decision, especially if it was like if that's all it came down to. If everything else was equal, But who knows? I mean,
Right.
yeah, I really feel.
I do think he did coach well down the stretch. There's no doubt about it. He
Yeah,
did.
I think that's why. But I think that's why he's. I think he has to understand that.
Right.
That like he's completely hireable. I don't think there's any.
Right.
He did so well here
Right.
with the situation he was handed.
Yeah.
Even with the communication issues,
Right.
if you find a team that you're on the same page with, you won't have those communication issues.
Right.
That
I got to cut you off here. We're going too long, pal. I'm getting a call here. It's my dad. He's called 3 times. He could be in distress. We're blabbing about the Dolphins. They suck. Okay, take their draft picks away. Let's move on.
Listen, man. You could always just text him and say, "I'll call you back in 5 minutes." It's not,
He doesn't do text messaging.
he can't read one.
Please, he has no idea to look at him.
You're killing me here. You got to tell these people that when you don't answer,
All right,
you'll call
let's
them.
take it home. We're 42 minutes. 1 hour in here.
Man,
Nobody's listening.
I hate
to us
you.
for an hour.
I hate you. You just
We lost Speedy 30 minutes ago. Let's
well, we
let's
lost.
take it home.
Yeah, lost him as soon as we said the word football.